Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Lavella, and we are continuing our Let's Play on the Phantom SMP. We are still working on this storage room. You think storage room would be pretty simple, put in a floor, put in a ceiling, put in some walls, you're good to go. But, even though I like to keep things simple, sometimes I overcomplicate things. I want it to look nice. I kind of got a head start. I was finishing up all this, and then I started on that, and I was like, oh, I probably should be recording this. So, um, this back end, I'm going to go ahead and keep with the pattern. I started to just like fill it in or whatever, but I want to keep it with the pattern in case we need to expand it. I don't expect to need to expand it, but if we do, you know, well, of course, it wouldn't be a big deal to undo that little bit anyway, but I kind of like keeping with the pattern, even though it doesn't have space to be fully fleshed out. But anyway, I decided to go ahead. Really? Who is hitting me? Where are you guys coming from? I've got to get it. I've got to get it lit up. Which is what we're doing. We're trying to get this lit up. Okay. And that. Okay. And do I need two lanterns there? Absolutely not. Do I want them? Yes. So that's the way it is. The bottom one is necessary for lighting. Top one is just because I want to. And that's all that matters. It's my build. So, and I don't say that to sound arrogant. I say that because it concerns me that so many people out there that I have spoken to on different servers, or I've read comments on people's YouTube channels. So many people are so worried about, well, I'm not a great builder. My builds don't look like so and so. On and on. You hear that all the time, and that bothers me because your only limitation really in Minecraft is your imagination. And your build is your build. It doesn't have to look like anybody else's. It doesn't have to fit a formula. It doesn't have to make sense. It's your build. So, if it's what you want and you're not breaking anybody's rules, like on a server, or you're not hurting anybody or anything like that, then it doesn't matter. Is that one? I guess it is. Okay. Okay. So that lighting is in place. Now, I mentioned in a previous video that it would not be unusual for a basement to be damp, possibly moldy. So, if we wanted, let's play with it and see. I'm not sure I want moldy blocks in my build, but just for the sake of trying it. Maybe Yeah, that actually makes sense to me. Let's put one more in here. I don't want it too close to the lights because to me the light would kind of defeat the molds. It would kind of keep these blocks drier maybe. So, and I don't imagine the mold being up around the top, but it could be, I guess, because we're underground. I don't want to go heavy with them. I just want to tuck them in every so often. Maybe come back here. And I know I get quiet when I'm building, and I'm sorry about that, but my brain is churning. Yeah, we're gonna keep this pretty sparse. Okay. And I know I keep going towards the floor because to me that just makes more really, Lavella. To me that just makes more sense. And maybe a little heavier in the corner. Maybe over here as well. And it's not about saving resources, by the way. I live in a jungle. Vines are pretty easy for me to gather. And not only that, but we have a massive vine farm in the industrial district. It would take me longer to make the shears than it would anything, because it's pretty big. We're gonna go a little bit heavier over here. Okay. Some people might think it needs more, some people might think it needs less. I'm good with it the way it is. Okay, the other thing, let's get all this out. All this garbage. Really? Okay. The other thing I wanted to look at was some cracks. We don't necessarily want it to be heavy. Again, it's not necessarily... I don't want the whole thing to look like it's about to fall on your head. But at the same time, we are underground and there's an entire building sitting on top. I mean, yes, we do have support structures in here, which would be chiseled column things. However, I think it would make sense to have a little bit of pressure. Just a touch here and there, just a touch. It's actually, you know, I've mentioned this before. I don't know if it was in, I don't know what series. It could be in my library that I haven't even uploaded yet. I watched, Scar was my first love. He was the first YouTuber that I started watching that did the Minecraft Let's Plays and builds and all that. And I count myself very lucky that he's the one I stumbled onto first, because he's kind of like the gateway drug. And, maybe a couple here. Maybe one up there. Anyway, he was explaining about landscaping and terraforming and like making pathways and stuff, and he's like, you just need to randomize blah blah blah. And he made it sound simple, but even he admitted that it's actually harder to make something look random. It's a lot easier for your brain to do patterns for some reason. And let's do... And he's right. It's harder for me, at least, to randomize things. It's a lot easier for me to do straight lines and grids and patterns, and that's just the way my brain works. Just a hint. That's all we want, just a hint. Again, one thing I struggle with, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in the other episode, is not overdoing it, because it's really easy to go, oh, that looks good, let's just plaster it everywhere. Not necessarily a great idea. Balance is the key to everything. You know, people talk about, you know, going into the hills and finding an ancient guru to discover the secret of life. Well, in my opinion, the secret to a good life is balance. You know, the concept is simple, the application not so much. Okay, I'm not gonna... See, where are you guys coming from? There's a lot of light in here already. I'm just missing right and left. Hold still so I can shoot you in the face. Thank you. But anyway, it's all about balance. It's just all about balance. Because even like your favorite food or whatever, having it 2 or 3 times a week, you know, because it's your favorite, okay. But eating it 3 times a day, 7 days a week, that's not balance. I think we're good with this. I think we're good. We have a few cracks, we have a little bit of mold, not anything drastic. We have a little bit of contrast, but we pretty much stayed with the monochrome palette, so yeah. I think this is good. Okay, so now I want to figure out what to do with this. With this right here. Gonna have to get these chests in and get lanterns in, because we are really inviting. Let's do it cracked here. Let's go ahead and fill this in. And then let's see, where's the center? 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, it's right here. Duh. Okay, and maybe that shulker's in the way. You know what? You arrogant thing. I wasn't looking at you. You just think I was because you want to be looked at. Okay. Well, we don't have any slubbage. Hey, Tom. Not cracked. Let's do that. And that. just a little bit of an arch, not anything grand. And this is a one. Okay, we'll just leave that alone. I'm not digging through all those shulkers. I was going to grab some mossy. We might put a little bit of a crack in here. Okay. Those were up there to keep things from spawning on the shulkers, which may be where those were coming from earlier. Alright. I still need to grab some scaffolding from somewhere. I'm not a fan of using this for the ins and outs, but I don't know what other solution I would come up with, so we're just going to stick with it. Blah, 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 blah. So I think we have this design down. So now it's just a matter of bringing in chests and setting them up and adding more lighting. I really don't like that scaffolding. I may have to put ladders in here. Not that I like that idea any better. Okay, well, we'll leave it, and I'll talk to Phantom and see if he can think of something to make that work better. Because we could put, like, bricks. Okay, not cracked. Well, we'll just use those because that's what I have in my hand. We could put bricks here to kind of hide that, and maybe just put a ladder on the inside of these bricks. Maybe. I don't know. I'll talk to Phantom. See what he wants to do. It's his storage after all. It is dark up there, and I probably have not slept for a minute. So let's see. Hey, Tom. If he can sleep, great. If not, that's fine. Because we need to reset our Phantom timer. Okay, he's in the nether. So this should work. There we go. Okay. I just had to hop out and hop back in. Okay, so let me fix this back. This is really bugging me. I know, it's a silly thing, but that's just the way it is. Alright, so I think we're going to stop here. I'm not going to record moving all those chests and moving all those items. We'll come back when I have stuff in and get the lighting set up. We'll come back for that. But this part of it's finished. And you know, I really need to quit looking at it because now I'm looking at this wondering if I should take that back out and just stick with those slabs. I can't decide. can't decide. I like it. I definitely like it. But part of me thinks it's just a tad too much for the ceiling. Anyway, I'll play with that at another time. I really kind of need light here like this, even if it's just a single, but then that's going to mess up this. So we'll just leave that alone. We're going to have plenty of light from the chest because I'm going to overuse the lanterns as I always do. I think we did all right. I think we did all right. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my videos. I know I get quiet. There's huge pauses where it's just my brain bubbling. And if you listen close enough, you can probably hear it simmering or whimpering in pain from overuse. Yeah, I think in between episodes, I'm probably going to take that deep slate tile out of the ceiling and put the stone slabs back in and see if I like that better. Because we have enough detail in the walls and the floors. And I think those details are more important. And the tiles in the ceiling may be just a hair too much. So, I'm going to play with that off camera. And I'm going to start moving chests down here. And then we'll come back and play with the lighting to go with the chests. And then this project will be wrapped up. Thank you again for sharing your time with me. I really, honestly appreciate it. I know I sound like a broken record, but it is sincere every time I say it. Completely sincere. Thank you again, and we will see you later.